Chicago saw an eruption of gun violence this long holiday weekend. 100 people were shot across the city. 17 of them were killed. The injured include 3 men who were shot near the University of Chicago hospital this morning. And late last night, a 26-year-old man was killed while walking down East 21st Street near Michigan Avenue.
I was walking my dog at the dog park across from the Marriott by like 320 East 21st over there, and I heard like at least 15 clear gunshots.
The number of people injured or killed by gunfire over the holiday far exceeds last year's tally.
But the fact of the matter is, where there is most violence, that's where the poverty is most pervasive. And this is not just unique to Chicago. This is all over the planet. Where there's poverty, there's destruction and terror and torment. Now, as I said, I'll finish with this. We got to hold people accountable. But you know what my ultimate goal is to transform this city so we cut off the pipeline of boys between the ages of 10 and 19 being either victims or the perpetrators. So, yeah, it is personal. Black death has been unfortunately accepted in this country for a very long time. We had a chance 60 years ago to get at the root causes, and people mocked President Johnson, and we ended up with Richard Nixon.
He hates black people. Oh God, all he does is criticize black guys.
I know that's all I'm gonna hear in this episode from people. But let's be real. What? So we're just going to ignore what just happened in Chicago on the 4th of July weekend? 100 people shot, 17 unalive. Where's the outrage for these people? Where's the major outrage, I should say? But I still have that major outrage for free Palestine, but you don't have that same energy for home. Where are the roads being blocked? Where? In Chicago, where? Where?
He hates black people. Oh God, all he does is criticize black guys.
This is embarrassing and sad. We have a serious issue on our hand in Black America. A serious hand. I say a serious hand, a serious issue on our hand. But before I finish my point, let me make something clear. Matter of fact, no, I'm going to stay on point for a second. This Mayor Johnson, Brandon Johnson, is a joke. This dude is a joke. When you thought it couldn't get any worse than Mayor Lightfoot, here he comes. He always trying to make excuses for degeneracy. There are large gatherings and this, this Brandon, Mayor Johnson is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. I'm saying it again. I'm over here stuttering and stuff. Mayor Johnson is an embarrassment to black leadership. Embarrassing. You know who we need to replace him with? Mr. Clark.
Thank you. Sit down.
From Lean On Me. Put the chains on the door. Put the chains on the doors. Call right. Call right. Remove the gates. Remove the chains of the doors. We need him. Although it's fake, but a man like him. Even in that movie, what he did, he was hard on the degeneracy. This mayor somehow is blaming President Nixon for the crime in Chicago by trying to deflect and say we had an issue with deaths in black people in America. Just deflecting. It's wild. Even Mr. Clark and Lean On Me told the children this. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame the white man. Blame yourselves because you control your life. So why that energy can't be the same for people of Chicago? They're going to always blame the white man. They're like white people control them like micro machines for Nintendo. This is so black people don't have agency of their own body, mind, and choices to do what they want to do. This is sad, man. Sad. Most of the major crime rates is happening in black-led cities. Well, leftist cities, I should say. Democrat cities. But when they have like black leadership, for some weird reason, it seems like the black people who are leading the cities are scared to go hard on their own people because they don't want to be labeled Uncle Tom sellout. That's what it seems like to me. So they're more lenient towards the black people who doing the crimes and make excuses like AOC, even Mayor Johnson. Although AOC is in New York, was the same thing. Oh, they don't have opportunity to be somebody run to crime. Shut up. These same people who you claiming didn't have opportunity, they had opportunity to shoot. They had opportunity to go with the gun. They had opportunity to murder. They had opportunity. What are we talking about? Why that same energy can't be applied to something positive? 100 shootings, 17 deaths, and one report said 19 deaths. This is wild, man. Wow. What did Anton Daniels call them? Mayor Mohawk. Yo, Mayor Mohawk maybe the worst black mayor I have seen. Now I could be wrong. I have seen. Don't mean he's the actual worst black mayor. It's bad. He's soft up there. It is sad, and the city needs help, and these young black people are having issues at home, and it's a part of white supremacy, and we need to fix it. And it starts back to the root of everything. It's the government, and it's President Nixon. That's how he sounds when he's talking. He sounds so unconfident. We always screaming black excellence. Maybe to put Mayor Johnson on BET. I think Mayor Johnson or Mayor Mohawk would fit perfect on the BET Awards that just passed. He fits right in with legitimacy. He fits right in there. Perfect. Now, to be fair, I can't blame him for the actual committing the crimes because he's not doing it. I'm trying to make light of it, but I'm still serious at the same time. But yeah, man, bad. And you know what else too I want to say? A little off topic real quick. This whole president debate election year thing going on, right? I find it extremely weird that my black people always talking about discrimination and oppression. Discrimination laws, discrimination this, discrimination that, discriminate on our skin color, why we can't get jobs, discriminate on our hair textures at work. And I find it extremely weird that the hypocrisy that we do in our own community is ridiculous. Let me explain. We have black people discriminate on other black people because they vote for Trump. There's black businesses being discriminated on by other black people because they voted for Trump. Not because the person is a bad businessman or woman. Not because they're a criminal. Just because they support Trump, because they understand policies, they are shamed and disrespected and discriminated on. I see online people who support Trump have to close down their businesses because other black people are telling other black people, don't mess with his business, don't buy from him. If you support Trump, you can't come in my store. What? Huh? The same thing I've seen when some Muslims do. Oh, discrimination for the Middle East. Same thing in America. If you don't support Palestine, you can't come in a store. Even if you don't even support the war at all. They want you to pick a side. How I know it's true? I went through it personally. But a Middle Eastern person who thought I supported that Palestine, who thought I supported Israel, so he didn't want me in his business no more because he thought that. But it goes back in hand when it comes down to discrimination. How in the hell we keep saying black people are not a monolith? We are not. And the minute a black person who use their own brain, which we thought we should be promoting, and say, you know what? I'm going to vote for Trump because of the policies. I like the policies that going on. Black people would disrespect him. I remember a couple years ago, one girl who used to ask me for money. You got money? I'm broke right now. I need something to eat. You feed me. I need money for car fare. A friend of mine, we wasn't even dating. I would give a little money here and there because she needed it. When she thought at that time, during the election the first time, when she thought I supported Trump in that moment, she took my business page and tagged it to political forums and put it on her Instagram and her stories and told everybody, black people, he's a sellout, don't support his business. This is the most hypocritical shit of all time. I know I'm on a rant. I'm sorry, but back to better schedule programming. Back to Mayor Mohawk. Shout out to Antoine Daniel, man. That's a funny name. Chicago needs help, man. If anybody can find Morgan Freeman, please get Morgan Freeman in Chicago as the mayor. Do you got a show called God? Something like that? But even more so, he should be there. Where BLM at for Chicago? Where BLM? And like every time we have these large gatherings, a black man or black woman lose their lives. Because against the thugs still want to have free time. It's like my boy, shout out to my boy Ant. He puts it in my mind and my brain when we was young. He said a lot of kids want to be thugs, but still continue wanting to be a child. The two don't mix. Meaning, you can't be a thug and still try to do kid activities. You can't be a thug at 15 years old, going out there banging your gun, and then decide to play skelly. Or to play handball. Or play basketball like nothing happened. You can't afford to do that. Once you in that life, that other ball life on the park in Rutgers Park, that stuff stops. Because you never know who's watching you. And that's how I feel about what's going on in Chicago. A lot of our black young men out there are losing their lives, man. Emotional boys. And being lied to about a whole bunch of OG dudes who are lying to them about war stories. And they're super impressionable, so they're going to be like, oh, word? Oh, and they're super impulsive, too, on top of that. And they're going to react to the older person. We never keep the older person who brainwashed the youth, like, hold them accountable for their actions or even check them. But we always want to check the white man who wasn't even in the neighborhood brainwashing the youth now. They're going to still blame somebody else. Like, as you can see, the white man still fought with Brandon Johnson. He brought up Nixon. Focus on Chicago, dude. Now, focus on Chicago in 2024. These weak laws on crime ain't helping it. Prison reform has been a disaster. It is bad out here, man. I'm going to encourage my black people out there, man, please. Like, at least know the basics of politics. It's the basics of it. Right? And then you can go to your local areas to vote, to have laws affect your area when it comes down to taxes or even crime. Force these people here to make some real decisions on crime. They're too light on it. Too light. We say we want holidays. Why the clubs keep getting shut down? The cop keep harassing us. And I was that person when I was younger. Why the cop keep coming and shut everything down? Man, I can't stand this, man. The cop always shutting things down. I was ignorant to the fact that I didn't know that a lot of these shootings that was happening in these loud functions, these packed gatherings. And then I started to witness some firsthand. Then I start to slow down a little more. We say, oh, Juneteenth. We got our holiday. And what happened on Juneteenth? Murders. At functions that was celebrating black people. But black people can't even act nice on the holiday for black people. They still act a fool on these days. It's sad, man. What happened to the days of like when black people loved each other, man? Big cookouts. Yo, you know what's crazy? I still watch Poetic Justice and just look at that barbecue that Tupac, God bless his soul, crashed. He was saying, cousin. I still look at that clip like, damn, son. What happened to this? I go on TikTok, Instagram, and look for black videos of black families loving each other's neighbors, loving each other's, having beautiful events, parades, block parties, and no violence happening. The girls are respectable. The young boys are respectable. The young men, young women, older men, everybody was in. It's loving, man. Now this generation, you can't even have that. A few months ago, during Eid in Philadelphia, big Islamic Muslim gathering. And what happened? A shootout happened. A big shootout happened. People got ran over and stampede. It's sad, man. So when you hear these type of things going on in Chicago, or even in St. Louis, or even in New York, or even in Los Angeles, South Dallas, it is real. People keep talking about Project 2025. It's real. No, black murders, it's real. It's real. You see how they had Taraji on the BET Awards saying, listen, y'all, go out there and vote. Project 2025, it's real, y'all. It ain't a game. Why they don't do that same thing for black on black murders? Y'all, black on black crime is real. We are killing each other at an alarming rate on basically extinction levels. Why that's not promoted to scare us straight? They should do this. And it shouldn't be getting paid to say that. If you really love black people, you shouldn't have to get paid to say this message online because you're scared that you might lose a couple of black dollars. What's more important, black life or black dollars? Although it's green. It's wild to me, man. It's wild. It's wild, man. And like black people are like desensitized to murders. Like, somebody died, whatever. And keep playing handball. Bah, 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 bah. Oh, what's that? That's crazy. We good, y'all. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. Still playing football in a shootout. That's how crazy we got now. That's how wild we got. And you wonder why the cops are in the area. Watch this. These are the same people who kept saying, defund the police. We don't want no police in our areas. I remember in Minnesota, this black woman was saying that. And when the governor, I ain't sure if the governor or mayor, didn't agree with her, she said, get the F out of here. And removed him because he didn't want to defund the police. Now, watch this, y'all. Let's just say Chicago, the crime rate is already crazy, right? Let's just say Brandon Johnson decides, all right, boom, we're going to truly defund the police. How would that make Chicago better? If you have 100 shootings, no, I'm bugging. If 100 people got shot and 17 died, would police not being defunded Just imagine if there was no cops in the area or less cops in the area, or defunded the police from having the right, I want to say, tools to stop crime. We'd probably be on 300 people got shot. And maybe like 80 people dead. These people are just speaking out of emotions, man. And black people need to wake up, because I'm pretty sure if Brandon Johnson's name wasn't Brandon Johnson, his name was, let's say, Brandon Zuckerberg, some white guy, we would have, hey, we have all the energy for him. Being that he's black, we don't want to have the same energy for him, because we don't want to be labeled that we coming at our brother. We on code, and that's the issue. This on code shit is messed up amongst black people. Get the hell off code. This code stuff is stupid. It's a myth. It's fake. Because if you truly on code, you'll be on code with life, no matter the color. You'll be on code with life. You can't say you Christian and somehow you on code. So you put your blackness over Christianity if you're Christian. But reality is, if you're Christian, you're supposed to put God first and Christianity first before who you race are, because they're all one. And I'm not even Christian, and I knew that. You know what? I'm a free agent. I'm about to sign a contract to a 4-year deal to Christianity. Or maybe I sign a 4-year deal to Scientology. I mean. Nah. That's a fake one. All right, I'm gonna sign a 2-year deal with Islam. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sign that 2-year deal with Islam. You know what I'm saying? And then on a second year, I got an opt-out option. I could opt out the contract and chest free agent. No, I'm playing with you. But anywho, y'all, man, I just want to make this video real fast, man. It's really the taster. I'm bugging out. I sound like a Looney Tunes character. But yeah, it's really sad, man. Chicago has became a war zone, and it probably already was a war zone, but it's like it's getting worse and worse under black leadership. And so I get mad. What happened to black excellence? Black people supposed to be thriving under Brandon Johnson. It's supposed to be. But they don't respect you because they don't respect themselves. And then this man, he's supposed to hold them accountable 100% and stop making up lies about white people. It's their fault why this is happening. You know what that sounds like? By him bringing up Nixon, saying it's Nixon's fault, basically. That's like saying a guy raped somebody and he goes to jail and he dies in jail. I make up a story. And then his daughter has a child, which will be his granddaughter. His granddaughter gets grown, and the family of the people with that old guy had raped the female of the other family, they blamed the granddaughter for her grandfather's actions. It's kind of like that. Like, how can you blame her for something that she had no control of? She wasn't even born when that happened. That rape happened like maybe like 30 years ago. How can you blame this girl right here who's 20 years old now? My math might be off, but you get what I'm talking about. How can you blame this grown granddaughter something that the grandfather did? That makes no sense. That's what he's doing. 60 years ago. What? What? So you blaming a dead man for something that he had no control over. He don't know none of the people in Chicago on America right now because he's gone. Somehow he's still to blame for black people killing each other. Oh, man.
He hates black people. Oh, God, all he does is criticize black guys.
With that being said, man, later.